you doing, everybody? It's us Thursday evening. We've all sobered up, and we're here to talk about last night's game against Panathinaikos. It was Panathinaikos, sorry. Forgive me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Looking forward to next week's game already. So I'm joined by Si on the couch. How you doing, Brad?
All good, mate. All good.
Brilliant. Lewis?
Aye, not bad. Not too bad.
Good. And for the first time, Jay?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Excited to talk all things Rangers.
Brilliant.
So before he gets any abuse, he isn't completely English, he's half Scottish. Do you want to tell us a couple of things about you, Jay?
Yeah,
Can you explain yourself, please?
my dad's from Glasgow, so so half Scottish, and I got a lot of family in Scotland all over, so that's where the Rangers connection comes from. Yeah.
Aye, and you lived in Holland for a few years.
Yeah, I lived in Holland for a few years, for 16 years, yeah. And so that's why I've got a massive connection with Dutch players that played for the club as well. And when I was in Holland, I used to live in a place called Heerlen, which is where Fernando Ricksen's from, where he was born.
Nice one.
Right. How's your Dutch?
Good, yeah, fluent.
Yeah, fluent.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
A lot better than yours.
Good. Well, listen, we'll crack on with last night's game. I think it would be safe to say we've seen better performances from us, but I think it would safe to say also it was a good result at the same time. Any one of us would have bitten your hand off for it before the game had even started. So I'll come to you first of all, Si. What was your kind of overall feel? What did you first of all think about the starting lineup when you saw it? Did you obviously the same team as he picked the week before? Was that a surprise to you? Were you expecting any changes?
I thought he would have changed it, to be fair. And what we got in the first half is what I expected. We're struggling in these first 45 minutes. But let's be honest here. We did say on Tuesday night that any result that qualifies is a success, and we have to expect the fact that it's going to be a hard process because you still to get players to come in. But playing players out of position, playing Max Aaron at left back when he could have played Jeffy, that to me is madness. I don't think Jeffy's anywhere near as bad as he can play in his natural position. Defence-wise, we're all over the place at times. But listen, we go to the result. Gasserman, he's going to be some player for us. And it was great to see the Bears celebrating at the end because there was a feeling of relief because when they scored, which was definitely a goal, I didn't think that was offside. I thought it was definitely a goal. When they scored, I thought they were going to run up apart and score again because the heat was intensifying heat and they looked dangerous every time they came forward. But we rode a bit of luck, and sometimes you need that in Europe. And at the end of the night, I was delighted.
Yeah. You see it, Lewis? You doing okay?
I don't know.
Aye, no bad. No, sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera. I can't really see you too well, so.
You're having a gordy.
I must apologise. But about the game, about the starting lineup. As you were saying, the same as last week. I thought he would have changed it. I did think Gassama would have started, but as we were talking about, I think he likes having sort of talented wingers. Well, I mean, whether we can call Kieran Dowell a talented winger or not, he likes to have sort of talented players on the bench that he can bring on after about 50, 60 minutes or so. And it clearly worked as it did last week as well. So, yeah, we go 1-0 down. We're all thinking, oh God, what? We're going to consider another one because that's how it looked. And especially at the back, we didn't seem too comfortable, especially Max Aaron's. But I don't even think John Suter really helped him as well. I don't think John Suter had his best of games as well last night. So, yeah, as we were talking about Max Aaron's, he seemed very lost. But, I quite go back. We scored 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes after they conceded. So it was a good response. Of course, looked a bit scrappy at first, but then Gassama with a very good finish, of course, hit the post and I think we were just happy to see it out at that.
Definitely. Jay, there's one guy I was wanting to ask you about, Jack Butland. He took a lot of criticism towards the obviously, which obviously led to getting dropped out of the team. He lost his position. Liam Kelly obviously deputising and taking over for him. Do you think we're now starting to see, Jack Butland coming back to his best? Do you think the break did him good? Do you think things are going to start to improve for him and we're going to see the player that we thought we'd signed?
I hope so, yeah. But that's the thing with goalkeepers, sometimes obviously it's a massive pressured position, and sometimes when things aren't going your way, you need to be taken out the firing line. You need to just regroup, refresh, and it's a new season, a new manager. and I feel like he's got his head like switched on again. He has that focus, and I hope so, because we've got so many different areas of the pitch that we need to strengthen. And I was speaking to a number of people about this before, and the goalkeeping situation, we've already got 2 there that in my opinion should be good enough. I mean, Kelly's definitely good enough to back up, but Butland should be good enough to be our number 1, and he has proved that at some stage of his Rangers career. I know it might have been in the first 6 to 8 months, but I'm hoping he's going to get back to that now, because when he's good, he is absolutely brilliant, as we've seen, in both of those games against Panathinaikos. So if we can keep him at that level and playing at that level, then I think we've got, he could win it. He'll win us games. I think last season he could have cost us about 10 to 15 points, whereas this season he could probably give us 10 to 15 points if he keeps performing like that. And that's the difference between being in the title race and being 17 points behind them at the end of the day. Making those big saves. Because a lot of the times last season we were 1-0 down within the first 10 minutes, and it might have been a mistake by Jack Butland. So we just need him to cut that out, and so we can actually grow into the game and start taking the lead rather than starting every game 1-0 behind. But if he can do that and he can make that position his own again, then that's just one less position that we need to worry about. Because like you say, we've got a right back playing left back, we've got John Stuart playing left centre back, we've got Dowell playing that right wing. We're looking at the strikers. We've got Danilo, will spend half the season injured probably, and then we've got Dessers, who we need to sell, and then Ikamani, who might be gone. So we've got so many positions that we need to strengthen that Jack Butland can't be one of them. He needs to make sure that he keeps that position his, and he keeps performing for us.
Yeah, definitely. So I agree with Jay. That was actually going to come on to his live on it nicely. Thanks for that. I think we're 4 players short of a team, but not necessarily short of a squad. We still get a wee bit of work to do in the squad, but I do think we need a left back. Max Aaron's a decent player, no doubt about it. You can see his talent, even when he moved across the right hand side last night. You see how much more effective he'll be when he's on his more natural side of the park, his natural position he's used to. I think we do need that left centre half. John Suter is an accident waiting to happen. He seems to have morphed into some sort of mould between Lorenzo Amoruso and Bert Konterman. And some of the mistakes he's making last night, it's just other teams are going to punish us. They're just going to take the ball off us and run up the park and score. He's constantly getting caught out of position as well. But in the same token, everyone that came in the corners last night, I thought he done really well. Dowell, like him alone, but I was glad for Dowell last night in the team. I thought defensively for corners and stuff like that, I was glad we had another guy in the team that was 6 foot odd. The amount of corners were defended as well.
He made that foul right at the end.
Aye.
Was not the end, but near the end.
Yes.
In the first half.
Aye, that's the difference. And sometimes players don't want to do that. You take one for the team when he done it, and it's stopped, because he would have probably scored the way the game was going. He would have probably scored.
Yep. I think we're about 4 players short. Would you agree with that?
Aye. Well, we definitely need to get rid of some of these players as well. But I think there's going to be a bit of movement. Lewis had said to me just before the show started there that it's 11 o'clock the deadline for the squad for Europe tonight.
Yep.
I don't know if there'll be any movement tonight, but
shit.
The defence, for the goalkeeper to be at his best, he needs a good back 4 or whatever the formation is, and it's hard to judge a goalkeeper now, because we were all panicking. Let's be honest, last night every time he attacked, and what I would say, see if that was a quality team in the Champions League proper, we could have took a real sore face last night. So we need at least 4 players. However, we've got a good core, and I do like what he's trying to do. It's frustrating watching that football at times, but when it comes off and you get a goal, it's always quite entertaining. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Lewis here, but we'll carry on.
I think he said his phone dies, so we're not professionals, that's for sure. We're amateurs in the day. So these things do happen. But no, I agree with what you're saying. It's just a case of just waiting to see. We need to tell the man it's the style of play. As much as it freaks me out, sometimes it's going to work. See, come Saturday against Motherwell, wait to see us play that against them. Wait to see us playing in front of their strikers, and eventually we'll just pass the ball round them and just got the park and score. I think domestically, I think it's going to work really. European-wise, I think we need to be careful that we're not going to get punished for our errors. But domestically-wise, I think it's going to work absolutely great. See how it goes.
Well, the big thing is last night we had to qualify, because Shakhtar Donetsk would have been a much harder tie.
That's harsh. The only good thing about the Shakhtar Donetsk tie would have been played in Krakow, which is a great city to go and visit. A very good nightlife.
We're not going far for Prague, are we?
Plitzen, no, it's about, I think it's about
In
2 hours
between.
drive.
Munich and Prague.
It's southwest of there, actually, so it's not the easiest city. They do have an international airport, but not many people go to it.
It's an hour and 12 minutes by car.
It's not particularly easy to get to. I'll wait and see. I was actually, if they got survey, I was planning on going to Geneva. I was actually looking. I made my travel plan to go there. There was routes through Lyon as well to get there. You could actually fly into Geneva directly, so there was options there to go to that. And their Servette Stadium looked half empty last night when they get put out. So I think it would have been pretty easy to get hold of a ticket for it. But anyway, carrying on with last night's match, Jade, the goal eventually came. Do you see the boy start Gassama? Do you think you'll see him starting on Saturday? Do you think he'll risk him? Do you think he'll use him as an impact sub?
We have to. I think now's his time. And I can't remember who it was after the game, but they made a comment about him being disappointed not to start. It might have been John Suter or
I think he was the manager, wasn't it?
Or might have been the manager. Yeah, it might have been Russell Martin mentioned that he was disappointed not to start, but so I think he has to. I think you can't keep a player like that, especially the first game of the season. And otherwise, if you're not playing the gas man, we're playing Curtis, who he's only a young lad. He's 18, and I think it's a lot of pressure. First game of the season, we want to get off to a good start, get the 3 points. You got to play your best players. I don't think we can, especially not now. We can't start thinking ahead too much. We just need to get the 3 points, get off to a good start, and go from there. But he has to start, and I think. If I had it my way, it would be for Dowell, and I'll try Curtis on the right, but I think Dowell will start as well because we haven't got anyone on that right hand side, and he clearly likes him. But look, you mentioned before about this style of play working in the Scottish Premiership a lot better than it would obviously away at Panathinaikos, and I agree with that because if you look at the Middlesbrough game at the weekend, we were 2-0 down when we brought the 7 players on that are going to be starters for us. The difference in our performance level against a team of that quality was just night and day. And we scored 2 goals in 60 minutes, and we could have went and scored more. So I feel like playing this system against lower league opposition, we're going to create chances. We're going to keep the ball. They're going to get frustrated, and I feel like it's going to work a lot better. We're not going to be being pressed as ferociously as we were against Panathinaikos. I'm not going to make those mistakes. There's going to be more spaces for us to play in, and so yeah. I'm hoping that's going to be the case anyway. So, and that's why even after the game last night, I was like, I don't want to get too emotional about this because the goal was just to get through. I think the game on Saturday against Motherwell, that's going to be the real indicator of where this group of players is at the moment, because that's your bread and butter. Those are the games you have to win week in, week out. And so I think I'm going to leave my judgment for how strong the team is currently until after that game, I think.
Well, I think that, Ryan, just on that, I think that we're going to have 4 quality wingers in the squad, and that the 4 players are going to rotate, and so quite a lot of times it'll be 2 and 2, swapping over. I don't think he's going to play most of these guys, players like that, 90 minutes because of the style he's going to play, and they all look, to be fair, they look like good players. The young boy, Moore, I don't know, he's a winger, isn't he?
Yeah.
If he comes in, he's only 17, but he would be a squad player, I would believe. I don't think he would be a first team regular. I could be wrong with that. And you've got young Finlay Curtis, who's been fantastic. But the gas man, he looks like a real prospect.
Talk of this boy Moore, being the next big thing to come out of English football. So it's a thing about the blue jersey. It's a big jersey, and sometimes guys don't manage to fill it. So, but he's coming up on loan. He's here and developing stuff, and we've seen young guys come up here and develop not bad in the past. You've seen Malik Tillman, for example, and how many people didn't fancy Tillman when he came up? He's rubbish, disappears in the big game. The big man just signed back to Bundesliga for £50 million or something like that.
The other thing
people said he wasn't going to play for Rangers.
Aye, the other thing, I agree with you, sometimes your supporters get on these guys' backs, but the other thing, a lot of people are saying he's too young, 17, but Curtis is 18, so the two of them are competing for that place and they're a very similar age. That's exciting to see young players like that in the team. So I hope we get this boy, and I hope we get him this weekend. As I predicted on Tuesday night, we would get 2 players before Saturday.
That's it. Lewis, welcome back, pal.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, gents. I got a technical difficulties. My phone died, even though it was on charge. So I think I'm going to need to go out and buy a new charger. But yeah, sorry about that. But I'm back
It's all
now.
right. It's all right.
We're talking about the wingers anyway. The
Aye,
gas
aye,
man.
I'll get that back. Yep. Aye, what about him? Aye.
No, well, sorry, we're just looking. I thought you'd done opinion
All
on it.
right. All right. Aye, well, he came in and we'd heard for not only Sheffield Wednesday fans, but a lot of English fans as well, saying that he was a top quality winger. And of course, a bit of a situation going on at Sheffield Wednesday now. But yeah, he's came up, and I think, as people were saying, he's already paid off his transfer fee by securing his at least Europa League group stage football, or league stage, I should say. So yeah, he's already paid his transfer fee, so I can't really complain. 2 big goals in 2 big games so far.
Right. The other thing as well, guys, it's probably the only good dig at goal we had. The shots before it, see the 3 shots or 2, was it 2? 2 shots at goal, the deflection or whatever it was for Danilo, they were very weak. And the gas man was clinical. That's what you need, somebody in front of the goal. And I thought Dessers, when he came on, was really unlucky. He made a great run, but you knew he was going to miss that, don't get me wrong.
I was shouting at him to go at the corner flag. He got the ball, he was getting clean through and go. I was like, just you go to the corner flag. So, it's the best you could do. Anyway, Jay, a notable absent from the squad this week was Hamza Egeman. There. Do you think his time at Ibrox has came to an end now? Do you believe what they're saying about this knock? Do you think it's too much of a coincidence that he's linked with a big money transfer away, that he's got a knock?
Yeah, it does seem like a bit of a coincidence, and I do think his time is going to be up because if the numbers are accurate, what's being reported, 50 million plus for him, and we signed him for 1.7 million last summer. I mean, this is exactly the sort of club that we are, and that we need to be. We need to be have that player trading model in place, and you can't turn down that sort of offer. Ideally, I would have. In an ideal world, I would have sold Danilo and Dessers this summer, kept Egeman, brought another striker in to compete with him. But I think it's going to be Egeman and Dessers that leave, and Danilo will be the striker with another one coming in. But yeah, it'll be a shame. It'll be a shame to see him go because you can see the talent's there. And straight away when he came on in the home game against Panathinaikos and that pass into, I think it was Diamande in the middle of the pitch, I don't see Danilo making that. So that pass into the pitch up, which will then, led to the Gassama goal. I don't see Danilo making that.
Again.
He's off.
Oh, what a poor boy.
Aye, what was I going to say there? Unfortunately, what you're saying there, Jay, I agree with you, right? But the problem is that we don't live in an ideal world, as we all know. For us to be successful, we need the financial fair play to get better. We've spoken about this. It is a bit boring, but the point of the matter is qualifying for the Champions League and selling an asset like that, buying them cheap and selling them for a lot of money, that frees up room to start buying players again. That's the way the future is with Rangers. Yeah. It's quite hard to see him go, and we're going to miss him. But I think it's inevitable, Ryan. I think that's probably a done deal already. It's just a matter
of getting the numbers tied up. It's a domino effect.
Aye.
I still think Everton might have a stab at him. David Moyes was on the radio a couple of days ago saying that they're looking at signing about 8 to 10 players. So I'd be surprised. Everton have been long-time admirers of him.
That's right. They were in from talking about last year.
Lille just signed Lille, who were obviously they were right in towards the end, I think, of the transfer. We were actually expecting them to go to Lille. They've actually just sold their goalkeeper for £40 million to PSG as well. Right. Marseille have just signed a boy for Feyenoord. Feyenoord are apparently looking at Egeman. Marseille have just paid something like £30 or £40 million for one of Feyenoord's players. So this is where the dominoes will start moving, start falling, and we'll probably see Egeman. He'll be the next one to kind of shuffle on, and probably see Turgeman coming across from Israel for us. So it's the domino effect.
Aye.
You say something?
On that, I was just going to say on that topic there, Turgeman. I saw yesterday Maccabi Tel Aviv were playing. They got knocked out, but Turgeman came off in the first half. I think after 35 minutes.
They get a man
sent
sent
off.
What
the situation is. But
they get a man sent off. I think.
Okay.
I'm hoping it was tactical. I'm only just kind of what I've heard, but I believe it was to be tactical from what I've read.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Aye. It would have been Rangers if he wasn't injured even before he signed for us, wouldn't he?
So happy enough anyway, guys. I think the result was more important than the performance last night, and it did look like it was intense heat, to be fair, to the players. It did look really, really warm.
Yeah.
Hard tie for us, and we came out of it. To be
When
honest,
I first saw that coming out,
entertaining.
I thought that was a banana skin when it first came out. And listen, in other circumstances, had it not been for guys like Jack Butland, it probably was a banana skin for us. So
I think we've been a bit lucky, but you definitely need luck in these tournaments.
you look at the luck we rode all the way to Seville, even Manchester at some points. You've got to have your luck.
Yeah.
And there's been years where we've had really bad luck in Europe as well, especially under Walter Smith. Had a couple of seasons where luck was against us.
I just hope we haven't used up all our luck ahead of the next tie against Victoria Pilsen, and hopefully we rely less on luck in that performance, and we can start to see.
I think we'll agree. If we get to the actual Champions League stages, that squad they know isn't strong enough. It's nowhere near it.
Oh, we get scudded. We've got to know our food and our place in the food chain. I think we'll struggle anyway at Champions League level, regardless of who we sign. See, just to ask you a question on that side, would you like the riches of the Champions League and the glamour and the big nights and the Champions League music on, knowing fine well that you're probably going to see your team taking a bit of a hiding some weeks, or would you like Europa League football? It's not quite there. It's the poor cousin. It's not getting the same money, but we're competing. We've been at the business end, even just last year, quarterfinals at the business end of it. Unlucky not to go through. What would your kind of preference be?
For this season, I think we need to be Champions League. We don't want to watch our team getting hammered and pumped, whatever you want to call it. There's a chance of that because you've just mentioned those figures that these players are getting sold for in Europe, and Rangers can't demand that fee, and the reason for it, they're a far superior quality. But the only chance that we're going to get in improving to the levels that we want to improve to is by playing these teams and making money. We just have to get in there, big boy pants on, get qualified, get into it, and enjoy being back in it if we get there. But it's going to be hard. I think our ambition should be Champions League always, no the Europa Cup. However, there's been some great Thursday nights, I can't deny that.
Yep. Jay, your own preference, mate?
I think this season, Champions League, just purely for the money, because we're going through this rebuild with the new owners. I think it would help us massively for future seasons. I really miss the fact that, I wish we could still go into the Champions League and then qualify for the Europa League somehow, but that's not possible in this new format. So it's like you can't have the best of both worlds, where you can go into the Champions League, get the money, and then finish third in the group, and then still play Europa League football, which would have been nice.
However, the other thing as well we forgot is that lot across the city last year, they get a really good draw, really, because of that new format. So
they got an easier draw than us.
Aye, so it might not happen for us, but the draw might not be as bad as it's been in the past, because when we get, was it Liverpool, Napoli and
Ajax
beat us 5-1 the first game, was it?
It's a group of death.
It was hard to watch, and that's what Ryan's alluding to. It's a proper test your patience, but you could get a favourable draw.
I don't walk out Ibrox very often, but see, I left at 4-1 to Liverpool. I was disgusted. By the time I'd got from my chair into the concourse where the pie stalls are, it was 5-1. Bottom of the stairs, 6-1. By the time I got on the Edmondson Drive, it was 7-1. I've never seen a football team class like. You think they were playing amateurs? I've just got to try to find a wee thing. You're just looking for the table for the champions. It's not here. I'm just trying to work out where you need to kind of qualify, because how many teams are actually? Is there something you need to get in the top 24 to qualify for the next round of the Champions League? Obviously, top 8 go through automatically, and then it's 9 to 24 going to a kind of playoff round, isn't it?
Aye, it's something like that. Aye, but maybe they're showing that. We'll see how we go on Tuesday night. First of all, we need to get a win there.
You're talking. You play 8 games, and you're looking to try and achieve about kind of 10, 11 points out of that 8 games.
Aye, you don't play a team home and away. That's right. You either get a home tie or an away tie with them.
Aye, with the Ibrox factor and stuff like that, the big crowd, us all singing, cheering them on. Can we somehow summon 10, 11 points out of this to try and get us into the next round of that? Why not? We're never going to win it. We've got to be honest. It's a totally different sport when you get to that kind of elite level. But can we still be punching at the end of it?
Who knows, mate? Who knows? But listen, we're still fighting. We're still in amongst it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, need to qualify for it first. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, Saturday.
Started it.
I know, but listen, I'm a dreamer. I can't help it being ambitious with that. It's just the way I am. I've always been built. I can't help it.
Passion. Saturday, the players are going to be exhausted. It's going to be a squad game. Any result does Rangers for that. But I actually think that you're right what you said one easy earlier on. I think it was Ryan that said that that style will suit us more in Scottish football than it will in Europe, and we should be more than capable of getting a good result at Motherwell.
Yep. Would you make any changes, Jay, from the team to little freshen things up?
I would. I think that obviously with the heat in Panathinaikos and the amount of effort the likes of Diamande and Raskin put in, I would like to see maybe Lyle Cameron come into the game. He obviously used to Scottish football and got some fresh legs in there. I would definitely want to see the Gasman start. And I would like to see Tav he's aging. He's not going to be able to play.
Tav won't play every game anyway.
I would want to see Max Aarons on the right, a bit Jeffy on the left.
Aye.
That's what I'd go for.
And Tavernier's capable of coming on. He's still capable of doing a shift, Tavernier. But it's time to start. It's time to start slowly bringing Tavernier out of the team. I thought Jay was doing a thing with there. Jay was doing a Lewis.
With a Lewis on us.
But aye, that'll be a sell, Ryan.
Changes wise, I'd like to probably see a big Fernandez can maybe come in and just give one of the centre halves a rest. We've obviously got to be mindful of Souttar's minutes. Just not get the world's greatest injury record, so maybe just having a wee look at that. Definitely, I thought Jeffy was okay when he came on. I thought maybe he would get a wee opportunity come Saturday as well. Lyle Cameron definitely was in my thoughts before Jay mentioned to him. Big Cyril likes a goal at Motherwell as well. Scored quite a few against them at Ibrox. So it's just a case of just using the squad, fresh legs. Maybe a place in the team for Buzrami. Cortez might come in. So there'll be opportunities. It's good that there's competition.
Aye.
I don't necessarily think we've got the right quality in the depth, but we definitely do have competition for places within the team, but we just need to raise that quality just a little bit more.
Aye. Well, right now it's one game at a time.
Aye.
Let's start the league campaign with a win.
Keen to see the boy Asgard. It's a shame that he's got injured, but we'll see if he manages to get a wee place in the squad and maybe get a wee debut come Saturday. Just keep building his minutes up. Probably looking to start him against Motherwell. Alloa at Ibrox. I think that's probably where you'll see him make his full debut. I think they're probably targeting no firm game at the end of the month for Asgard. I think that's probably...
It'll be an interesting few days leading up to the weekend then, because I think we'll at least one more player in by then.
Yeah. Well, Ben Davies apparently is an offer's been accepted for him to go back to Birmingham.
Good luck to him on that, because he was more suited down there.
Aye, that's it. That's his level down there. It's his level, his pace. That's his comfort zone. You know, fair play to come up here and they tried. They done a couple of good games. The good game at Ibrox, when we played Aris at home, I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was fantastic that night. I thought he had a really good game that night.
He's not the worst player we've had in the team. It's just it didn't work out for him.
That's it there. So see that Big Cifuentes is. I don't know where he is at this moment in time. He could be anywhere in the world. Try to engineer a move.
Try to forget about him.
Aye, Rabbi Matondo's AWOL as well. No idea what happens to him.
Yeah, he's got a knee injury, hasn't he? So he's getting that operated on conveniently enough. So we'll be stuck with him for a while.
Awfully convenient with this that when the transfer window's open, he's injured, isn't it? Every single time. So.
Anyway, I think that's us for the night, guys.
Aye, that's us there. Right, Jay, brilliant. Thanks very much, Si.
We'll
get this finished off. Okay, guys. And always remember, we are the people.
We are the people.
We are the people.